Hi folks, here we have a Toshiba Satellite laptop. Yeah, this laptop unfortunately isn't the cleanest I'd like it to be, but I don't have the stuff to clean it well with. I tried wiping it down, but unfortunately it didn't come off too clean. You need like a melony sponge or something because it's all textured plastic. But other than that, it's okay. It's just got some specs and stuff on it. But anyway, this laptop, which I think from the year 2000, or if not, 1999. I have since show on the date, but it's around that era. And on the front here, we have your floppy drive, CD-ROM drive, indicator lights full, plugged in, power, battery, hard drive, floppy disk / CD-ROM access light, which I don't know why, because these have lights on them too, but I'm not Toshiba. PCMA slot, cracked plastic bulging up, probably due to old age and plastic clips, your volume wheel, headphone jack, microphone jack, and dial-up. And there's one person I know who still uses that, and that's my granddad. I don't know how, but he does. Yeah, try loading up a modern website on dial-up. You'll feel the pain. And he doesn't even get 56K, maybe like 19 kilobits per second. I'm not joking, folks. There's still someone out there who uses it, and if you must know, it's my granddad. On the back, we have USB 1.0, parallel printer port, VGA, and serial, which looks like it's had a little bit of a ding in the past, a little bit bent. That's probably just fine, folks. And your PC or CPU cooling vent, PS2, screw, power cable, and of course cracked plastic as a measure. And this part is just loose. You gotta love old plastic, folks. On this side, battery release, reset button, power button. That's it. Opening up the laptop to reveal a standard membrane keyboard with touch nub right there to control your mouse. Left click, right click. I believe this is scroll up and down. I've never tried these buttons yet. And then up here we have caps lock, scroll lock, I believe, and num lock, and of course Toshiba Satellite, which is being reflected because, well, why wouldn't it not? And of course up here we have Toshiba and our Intel Celeron badge. There should be a sticker here for the Windows thing, but it's long gone, and that's how I got the computer. We have two speakers. This would be your right speaker and your left speaker. And it just has an 800 by 600 LCD display. Now without further ado, let's turn this puppy on. Here we are, and I bet some of you people are having some very scary memories about this, because we're booting into Windows ME. Oh, the whole, folks, I am not good at this at all. But, yep, we booted into Windows ME, and that's pretty fast. There was this error every time wanting me to do the hibernation file from Toshiba software, and I don't know why, because I checked everything's good. I'm just going to have to delete this piece of software, as it doesn't work at all. And it might be that I didn't make the file, whatever, but here we are, booted into Windows ME. The screen is not very bright on this thing. It's just not. But it does work. It doesn't have no vinegar syndrome or any of that yet. And I'm dreading the day when that happens, because I don't want to deal with that. But anyway, we got our point track nub, which my finger's on, right down here, moving the mouse, because that's how you have to do the mouse on this baby. Oh, what else? There's a few things on here, just basically Windows ME stuff. And here what we have, an Intel Celeron 128 megabyte of RAM processor. Which, wait, I don't know the processor speed. Well, I've had this computer for a few years, and I never was able to do anything with it because I couldn't get the drivers for either Windows ME or 98 or whatever. And this would have come as a factory with ME, yeah, because this actually, yeah, it's from the 2000. I couldn't get the display driver. And Toshiba's website would have the model listed, and I click on download driver, and poof, it would say 404. But this driver right here was the reason I couldn't use it. The Trident display driver, 9525 DVD. I just recently went on archive.org, just thinking I'll see someone put anything up there, and any drivers up there, and well, someone did, and it wasn't just for this machine. I think it was for almost every Toshiba laptop, and this was in it, so I was able to download the drivers and then finally use this puppy. And I also installed Kdenlive, the codec pack, which if you install that, you can actually watch like MP4 videos and stuff off like a flash drive or whatever. Yeah, you can really use this thing to watch videos on. I was watching music videos on it, and it was working quite well doing that. Yeah, it was doing quite well. Granted, you got to be real careful about how big the file is and the bit weight, because remember, this is from Neo 2000. It was never made to play MP4 video files, but it did pretty good. Once in a blue moon it might have dropped a frame, but that's still pretty good, so this computer is not useless by any means. And everything. Maybe we don't have a lot of stuff installed on it. In terms of games, what do we have? I know we have Jazz Jackrabbit, Kdenlive, the Incredible Machine contraption, Retail Incredible Machine, and that's about it. We can at least, so the Kdenlive allows you to, you can configure it and run stuff. So if you ever want to run any videos on your old computer, I recommend this. You can find an old version of it. But I'll also have Theme Hospital on here. And it runs you can run 2D games on here. It has no 3D acceleration. But the main reason of this video is I was going to take this computer online. And how are we going to do that, you ask? Well, let me show you. By using this 100 megabytes called bus adapter. And this is new old stock. It was in plastic wrap. I did open it because I got excited, but it's never been used. It's never been put in any computer or anything. It is new. Got this on eBay for like $10 plus $10 shipping, so $20 in total. But you can get these pretty easily. Just look, yeah, and think, oh, what can we do with this thing online? Well, quite a bit. I can believe you, quite a bit. But let me get this unboxed. Alright. A bit more information about this network adapter. So 100 megabits call bus adapter. Simple design, self-configures and installs in seconds. High-speed 32-bit performance for call bus compatible PCs. Ideal way to add 100 megabits LAN connectivity to notebooks and laptops. Innovative fixed port construction, no external connectors to break loose, which is good. Yeah, one that's probably not around anymore. 24/7 tech support. Limited lifetime warranty. I don't think they're going to respond to my calls if I try. And of course, right here we have SMC networks, easy networking, package contains one call bus adapter, one diskette, one manual, one registration card, which is not usable, and available PCMA, PC Type 2 slot. Hopefully we got that. Windows 95, 98, ME, NT, Windows X 2000 XP. If you're doing driver installation, a minimum 1 megabyte free of disk space or drive required. Hopefully this works. I get worried now. I might have bought one too new for this. We'll see. Instruction manual. Floppy diskette. Warranty card. Foam that hasn't yet disintegrated. And the call bus adapter. So you slide that in, gives you network. Hopefully this fits this computer. I'm hoping I didn't make a boo-boo. That'd be real bad, but we'll find out. Now, won't we, folks? So, I'll be right back. I need to read up on that manual. Hi, folks. We're in the office room since I needed to plug an Ethernet cable and, Maybe you think I got enough Ethernet cable reach from here down to there? Yeah, you think I would, but I don't know. I think we might not have enough. But anyway, let's get to work on this thing. I have a shorter Ethernet cable, but folks, it is buried. No, it's in a building, and it's about 10 degrees outside. I don't feel like going hunting for it. Okay, let's see what happens. Without further ado, we're probably gonna have to have the floppy. Because I went through the manual and it had a copyright date of 2002. So this is definitely from the year 2002. That's just when it was made. And we might not need a driver, but I expect we will. I have a small Ethernet cable, so I can bring this in here, connect it, and have some fun. I could also do it in my room, but we'll finish this once we get into Windows. So I don't know if this thing is just a setup thing on it. One floppy disk inserted. I gotta get rid of that. I've done everything it said, it doesn't matter. It's a gremlin. Okay, well, we could have had done the right time. That was just me. I wasn't sure. Wait, we're doing this all wrong. All wrong. I found it. I will make sure this floppy disk gets archived. It's still good. I think we might be online. Stupid thing again. Hibernation utility. It's set to enable. Your computer can't go to hibernation mode. There's even no. I hate this thing. We're going to use land, because that's what we got. Next. I already told you! LAN. Windows 9 ME, or whatever, or 98, or 95. Always forget what you ask them. I'm browsing the web on a very old computer. See if we can go to Windows Update Restored and get some updates on this baby. Yeah, after you do that, you can go even download updates. That was the main reason. Yep. In the description of the video, there will be all the information you need to connect your computer to the internet. We're using Protoweb. Right now, we're browsing the internet. Scanning for updates. If this thing doesn't work, we might have to turn off the Proxy service, because sometimes it gets stuck at 0% and it can't find any updates, because it should never take this long, folks, to find them. Yeah, we got a problem. Proxy server isn't working again. See, the Proxy server sometimes gives trouble. It shouldn't take that long to do it. And then we're downloading. I bet people back in the 90s in the early 2000s wish it downloaded this fast. Remember, this is from and the SMC, you can see that is working. Just plug it into your computer. So if you have an old laptop and you want to have some fun, if you can get to your router, you can get these things for next to nothing. Just like 10 or 20 bucks. My Compaq computer, the one that you saw in the previous video, is connected to the internet as well. There's a black Ethernet cable running down to the floor into my room where I have it set up. I just have an old Intel Ethernet card that I had out of a junk computer that I installed in it, and then I can take it online as well. But I wanted to be able to take this thing online just for fun. By the way, this computer has like I think a 10 gigabyte IBM travel style hard drive in it. It was a hard drive I got out of a 2000 HP that had Windows ME on it when it was new. Unfortunately, it broke. And what broke on it was that it would come up on the screen with the HP logo, but it would not go past that. And at the bottom of the screen, right here, it should have said press like, I think F2 or delete to get into the BIOS. Well, when it worked correctly, that would come up, but it wouldn't come up. It means it was technically posting, but not going all the way, and I fought with it, and I just gave up on it, the poor old computer. This one computer, it was just given to me. This was saved from erased, essentially. This old laptop, my cousin gave it to me. I don't know, just had it. Must restart your computer to Now, have you ever had a Windows update be that quick to install? I never have. As the people who thought Windows ME was a horrible operating system and are probably having PTSD, I think, post-traumatic stress disorder, don't worry. Windows ME isn't as bad as you remember. It's not. If it's put on the right hardware to work, that's the big problem. It was drivers. If they will put it with the right stuff, it'll be fine, but that wasn't always the case years ago. Yeah, a lot of companies would take Windows 98 drivers and make it for ME, and that just didn't work. I don't have a password. I don't have one. But Windows ME, if it's the right drivers, is not all that bad, and actually there's a lot of improvements that Windows 98 didn't have, but it did get rid of real mode DOS support, so it's not good for playing DOS games on. But this computer doesn't even have the hardware good enough to run most DOS games, so why do you care? But I'll just tell you the truth to this. What would you rather use, Windows Millennium Edition or Windows 11? I don't know, but I think Windows 11's reputation is worse than Windows ME, at least in my opinion. Because, alright, not being able to shut down or hibernate my computer. Crashing my computer after an update, which this could happen on this computer too, but the bad part is I've had less trouble with these vintage operating systems like Windows 98 and ME than I've ever had with Windows 11. So far, we're doing way better than I've ever had with Windows 11. And besides, Windows 11 come with themes, with cool thumbnails and stuff for the, well, icons for all the stuff. When doesn't come with it? I mean, we've really fallen in terms of alt direction. Just look at all this. You needed to be an artist to draw that Windows Media Player. I couldn't draw that. I can draw the new one. Like the new Windows logo. Like, that one took some skill. The new one is 4 squares with rounded edges. A 2-year-old or 3-year-old could possibly draw that. Maybe that might be a little pushing it. A 5-year-old, we'll give a 5-year-old round out. Could probably draw 4 squares like the new Windows 11 logo and all Microsoft stuff. Boring, flat, generic. And I wonder why artificial intelligence can make artwork that looks good now. Well, it's because no one else can draw alt. At least on Windows 11 they can't draw alt. Yeah, it's kind of hard. Yeah, Windows 11 is a soulless piece of crap operating system. Horrible in every way. Including my way, because I've outthrown a Windows computer out the window before with Windows 11 on it when it restarts when I'm trying to do something. And here is Windows Update version 3.0, which is a lot more like Windows ME when it came out. The one it was bringing up was version 4, and it just didn't want to work. It kept having tons of trouble. 5 and 6 are for Windows XP and up, so they didn't work either. But let's try number 3. Besides, I like the way this one looks a lot better, because it looks more like, yeah, the older version of Windows. Update web page. Yes. Download in progress. This is working way better. I couldn't get version 4 to work. If any of you remember this back, they let me know. Because this is older than me. Let me just look and see what it says, but then yes, I will. Alright folks, since I couldn't get the Windows Update to work too well, thought we'd go look at the Protoweb. So this is what you can do with that. So let's look at some of these websites that have been restored and some things like that. Let's just look and see what happens. Yeah, look. Pretty cool, huh? Neopets is on here. Mosaic Communications, Netscape Home, Raven Software, Roxo, RuneScape, Yahoo Game, Online Zombie, more Mac Play games. I went to PopCap on here. There's tons and tons of websites. But we're not going to do that today. Yahoo! Here's Yahoo, folks. If you ever wanna... But if you really have nostalgia for these websites, pull out an old computer or even on your modern computer and go browse the internet. Need to download Winamp because there's a friend of mine who has an online radio station and you can listen to music on it. $165 kilobits a second. Man, we're really going in nice power speed, aren't we?